Can you tell I'm excited? Like, I am super pumped for today's video. Welcome back to the Vocalyst. You guys, I was not planning on recording today, but my schedule shifted a bit and I woke up this morning and I thought, it is time. I am finally going to hear Dimash sing Stranger. This song and Simple Passion have been at the top of my list for a while to hear from him. And you guys know I've been trying to hear new artists every week because there are just so many singers I've never heard of. And so I want to learn more about them. But I finally gave myself permission to go back and revisit the ones I've already fallen in love with. So I think that's what I'm going to be doing over the next couple weeks. Singers like Morissette and Diana, and most recently Chakra, singers that just really made a big impression, and I want to hear more. So that's what I'm going to do. And today I get to hear Stranger finally. Now, for those of you who are new here, I am a voice teacher and I like to pause videos to talk about technique. So if you are someone who just likes to watch reaction videos without pausing, without commentary, this might not be your cup of tea. But for those of you who are willing to come with me on the journey, I definitely do my best to respect the singers and honor like the music. I don't know this song, so if I interrupt in a really bad place, I'll do my best to rewind. But yes, sometimes I get very excited and I can't control the pause button. So we'll see what happens today. But yeah, I'm excited. So let's just get to it. One other thing I want to mention before we start, when you guys gave this recommendation, many of you said I would probably need to blur the video to prevent it from getting blocked. So just quick forewarning in case that ends up happening. So cool. Don't hate me. I'm gonna rewind this. I already have goosebumps. Okay, I know many of you mentioned this particular composer coming out of retirement to make music with Dimash, and already just the suspense that they have incorporated in this performance, in this music, it is so stunning because you have so much built up anticipation just watching that, and then this choreography, like, obviously Dimash is gonna be like at the end of this line of people, but still he's just like, it's very exciting. So yeah, I'm gonna watch it again. Also, I love that music. Hold on, let me scroll down because it said something about, a Kazakh folk instrument. So feel free to comment and let me know specifically what instrument that is because it's so beautiful. Okay, back in the game.
You crown far as I can see. You crown underneath my feet. Stranger in a stranger's land. You chance to know who I am if I have the strength to begin again.
Okay. I you know it's good when one cannot find the words. I love his technique so stinking much. So what he just did, when we allow our chords to come together, that's when we get those very clear tones. He has such a beautiful balance of tension in his chords so that he was able to keep them just the tiniest bit apart. They were still coming together on like the entirety of the chord, but with that tiny bit of separation that created that sort of like buoyant, airy sound that created a lot of beautiful warm, yeah, I guess you could call them warm overtones. I almost want to call them like undertones. I don't think that's a thing, but it just created this sort of like boomy, resonant effect and still just the slightest bit airy. Yes, I'm going back because this is so good.
You chance to know who I am,
And then
if
he,
I have the strength to begin again.
I didn't even mean to do it, but that was the perfect place to restart because then he went from that sort of like airy, warm sound and you could hear the clarity of his tone start to come through. And so it was just a matter of using the tension on this in the muscles of his vocal folds and just bringing them closer together so that it was just more tone and less air. One more time.
Stranger in a stranger's land.
Still really airy.
You
And then it comes together.
Who I am, if I have the strength to begin again.
This is so cool.
Somewhere in my heart, in ancient times, I wandered through these valleys. I have climbed them on these hills. Faces from my past, somehow divide their memories. I've said lost, I've lost, I feel them in me sleep.
I was not expecting that. Obviously, it caught me a bit by surprise. I know he has an extensive range, but it went beyond like that warm baritone sound I heard in SOS, and that was like bass baritone. That was so cool. I have to find that again. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna talk over this a little bit just because there's so much good stuff to point out. Oh my goodness. Okay, let me make sure I find the right place. Okay.
Somewhere.
So he starts with a glottal fry, which is such a good technique for accessing the lower part of your range. In fact, a lot of bass singers use that technique to improve their range and extend it lower. Stretching and thinning the chords is a lot easier than dealing with just our basic genetics at the bottom because our vocal cords can only become so thick in order to achieve those lower notes, and using a glottal fry is a great way to extend your range at the bottom. Let me go back. I want to hear that from the beginning.
Somewhere in my heart, in ancient times, I wandered through these Vocalists, I have find them on this piece. Faces from us and holding within memories.
This is what I consider Dimash's core sound. I feel like this part of his voice, you can hear like remnants of it in every part of his range. Like this is just, it's also a little closer to his speaking range. And so this part of his voice just always sounds so elegant and so effortless. I mean, I should say all of his voice sounds elegant and effortless, but this in particular just seems like super comfy.
I've said lost, I've lost, I feel them in me sing. You come far as I can see. You come underneath my feet. Stranger in a stranger's land. You chance to know who I am if I had the strength to begin again.
I know there's a lot more to come, so I won't go back, but that particular section then really represented that classical training. A lot of men can create this sort of cover or protection, a lot of them say, or a feeling of protection by covering the sound to get that more classic operatic style. And like, he's just, he's so multi-talented. I can't. Oh my goodness. Okay, we're gonna keep going. This chorus is doing a beautiful job too.
New crown far as I can see.
You know we're going back. Oh my gosh, that was like complete vocal acrobatics. I don't even want to talk over it because I just want to watch it like a million times. But I need to point out all of the incredible things I just saw. Oh my gosh. Okay. This section, what stood out to me most was his intonation. It was spot on. Holy buckets. These intervals are not easy. I'm not super familiar with the music of Kazakhstan. I don't know if you hear this tonality a little more often, but regardless, it's still very challenging for any vocalist to sing those intervals with such precision. He did employ the use of straight tone, which I liked. Having that extra bit of tension balanced with his air pressure is a great tool for achieving that precision. Sometimes when we allow vibrato to come in, it can be a little bit more difficult to control exactly where those notes are landing. And so he just removed it a little bit in order to just sing those spot on. Okay. Love that. This blew me away. Oh my goodness. I know very little about this style of singing because it is just not prevalent in Western music or in our training, but it's so stunning. It's got more of that nasal quality. It also has a faster vibrato rate, and I would love to learn more about how this particular sound is achieved because he's just a technical genius. Like, I know we all know that, but this is so unique and the sound is so stunning. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm gonna rewind a little bit. I love hearing it. I love hearing it. And then he's got that beautiful like head voice sound. And then whistle tone.
New crown as I can see.
I'm gonna play that again. Going from so high to so low. Yes, it can be done, but it is not easy. Like, it's not easy. The muscles that are involved in that process, what he just did. So again, these are your vocal cords. When they're stretched out, singing nice and high, the CT muscle is in front of your vocal cords doing that work, doing most of the work. And so when you are in whistle tone, that muscle is the only one doing like everything. And so to release that entirely and then go back to your TA muscle doing all of the work in this chest voice, it's a lot of dexterity. It's a lot of dexterity, flexibility, and health. You really have to be healthy and well taken care of in order to do that. And obviously he treats, I mean, his voice is an instrument, but he respects it in that way. So he's able to do it.
New crown far as I can see. New crown underneath my feet. Stranger in a stranger's land. New chains, don't know who I am if I have the strength to begin.
I gotta see that again. Oh my goodness. I love this song. It's like epic. This is like on the level of like a huge cinematic like movie blockbuster situation. Okay. Ah, I love that he just went for it. He went straight into that like covered position. I might pause it. Oh, I might pause. Okay. Hold on. He has that tone that goes back and forth between his that operatic covered sound into like that sort of mixy rock star scream, which I love. It sounds so clear and so strong. I'll go back. That was a I'm gonna do that again. Two things. I'm grabbing my phone because I want to time that last note. That was epic. But also, I want to point out when he says I am, he's put like a little glottal stop in front of those words, which unfortunately in English we have a lot of glottal stops and it can be really ugly to sing. But he's maintaining the same amount of pressure on each note and he's just kind of suspending his air in order to do that. So he's not causing like damage. Those are high notes with a lot of power and he's doing it so healthily. Okay. Who am I kidding? We're gonna watch this whole thing again. Okay. Oh my gosh. I got to about 19 seconds, but I think I hit it too late. So it was probably a 20-second note. Like, such an impressive talent. I also love when composers are on stage with singers and like actually get to participate in the music they created. So that was fun to watch as well. I don't have much to recap because I said what I needed to say. I'm always so impressed and just blown away by his performances. They almost just don't look real. Does anyone like, he's so into it, but it seems so crazy that all of those incredible sounds come from one body. So it's just so fun to watch. He's an incredible performer. Even this is one thing I will mention. I feel like music today, a lot of music today is all about, can you dance to it? Can you vibe to it? Can you like play it at a club? What he does is he's an actor in addition to a singer and performer. You know, he really gets into it, but he presents in a way that is so captivating to watch. You don't need a choreographed dance or a huge spectacle. You know, I think this was just so beautifully done and yet so interesting to watch. So yeah, I'm pretty sure the next time you see Dimash on this channel, it's going to be Sinful Passion because so many of you recommended that one as well. So yeah, I think in future, I'm going to try and revisit some of these favorites that I've already heard and then continue to hear new artists and new songs from all over the world. So thank you so much for joining me today. I hope this was as fun for you as it was for me, and hopefully I will see you next time.